going on, you've got.
You can see that.
Yes, yes.
So whenever they start.
How you doing?
How you doing?
Doing well. Doing well.
But I don't want it, I can't, because I'm not always here, and, you know, all the time when you need to do something or walk through or whatever. This is helpful. That's why. No. Walk through that. He gives her all the information.
Right now it's.
Gary, come on up here. Yeah. If we can ask you questions.
No, is everybody else stopping?
No questions. No politics.
Oh, yeah.
Ready? Gil,
He's waiting for
you ready?
somebody in the bathroom.
Yeah, Susie, it's on the bathroom.
You're live right now.
We're live.
Yeah, that's it.
Would everybody please stand up for the pledge of allegiance? Everybody has their hand, please. Go ahead, pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First thing I'm going to do is, everybody, I'm going to present the team. This is our team right here. We start with Jerry Kraft on the end. We got George DeLong in the middle of him. He's been around for 3 years. We got Joe Martin here. We got, I'm sorry, that'd be slide. Jerry Kraft, George DeLong, Joe Martin, is this one?
Yes.
We're gonna get closer.
We got Greg Wrestler, and we got Craig Butterfield. He's the anchor on the end. And then we got two on the side. We got Diane, she's the office person. The one that is the mystery, everybody want to know who the hell is Diane? That's her right there. And then we get Catherine from the board, Catherine Lane. And this has been videotaped as a record for everything going on. So anytime we do anything, we need to use a mic. I should look.
Whenever you use a mic, put it on your chin. And when you're gonna talk, keep it on your chin. That's experience told me what to do. Put it on to everybody.
That's good. That's why we have the old person telling us what's going on. There you go. All right. I appreciate everybody showing up. It is cold weather. It's this meeting is very important. We got a few things we have to cover. I'm going to use the rules and regulation as the agenda, but there are a few things we're going to take care of first. I guess a cleanup we're going to do. Some people have been walking in the compound. They're walking the dog and whatever. Please clean up after yourself. Boy, that's a mess when you walk in between trailers and you end up with a pile, you know? So would you please take care of that? First of all, you're not supposed to be in there unless you have a unit. we don't encourage people to walk in. I caught one couple go around, they're walking their dog, and I was watching them. They were shaking the doors on the trailers. Why are we doing that? I encouraged them not to show up again unless they had a unit in there. They said, well, we'll talk to somebody that we have rights here. Yeah, I guess they do. I mean, they live here. I don't mind if they go in there, but please respect people's property. You have no business shaking doors and whatever. So just mind your own business and do your walk and enjoy what's going on. Another thing that we have to do is, when you're putting your units in there, shut your propane off. I found 2 units that had propane on. One thing they do is, the door for the propane is open, is always unlocked, so I can always reach in and shut it off when we have to. Another thing we have is everybody's doing very well in the compound. I mean, most of you folks follow the rules and regulations, picking up after yourself. One thing we need to do is we've got to take care of the grass. Your area needs to be taken care of for grass around your units. Because the public works, it does very well on the common areas, but they don't want to damage your unit. They don't want to be throwing stones against your unit. So we need to, within 3 feet of your unit, you need to have it taken care of. You're not going to be here, have somebody do it for you. I mean, I ask it too much. The other thing is, please hold your questions until the end. We're done with the rules and regulations, and then we'll go through all your questions, every one of them, whatever's going on. The other thing, we need to respect each other. I saw something happen the other day that it's crazy. Guys in there with a trailer trying to get in this spot. There's this woman that was in a hurry. She was getting to a storage trailer, which she's not supposed to have in there. Blowing the horn at him, like, get out of my way. Well, there's 2 other roads, first of all. Second of all, if he's in your way, maybe he needs help. You know, that's why there's 2 other roads. Use them other roads. Don't be doing that again, because I spoke to her. She says, well, I'm in a hurry. I said, you're in that much of a hurry, you shouldn't even be in here. You're going to get hurt. Somebody's going to run into things. We don't need that. So let's have respect for each other. All right? And be kind to everybody. That's all I'm asking. I don't know if I'm asking too much, but this is something that we're concerned about. Anybody over here on the board that has anything? I guess I'll talk about it later. So this is your team right here. And most of the time you'll see them in a red shirt. Diane don't want to wear a red shirt because it clashes with her hair. So otherwise, folks, we need to enjoy each other's company, whatever's going on. So we're going to go over the rules and regulations. We're going to touch on some of the problems that we're having with those rules, and we'll go from there. Anything else that anybody that needs to talk about, need to come to the podium. There is a mic there. Okay? Anything else? One thing that we have a concern about is who can have a unit in the compound. It says a resident. What is a resident? A resident is a person that lives here. You own property in here and you don't live in here, chances are you're not a resident. You're just an owner. So it says resident. The reason for that is the responsible party is the resident. So if anything happens to the property, wherever it is parked there, the resident is the one that, of record is the one that's responsible. All right? So that has been an issue in the past about the resident versus owner. I know some people own 2 or 3 properties in here, and they should have 2 or 3 units. It says no. Resident. one space per person, per unit. Now, you can have two units on one space if it fits. Now, if it fits on that one space that I give you, then you can have one in front, one in the back, or whatever, how you do it. You can, do that. Otherwise, you occupy one space. One thing why we don't have a waiting list right now, we reorganized the unit, the compound. We moved small units in small spaces where they're supposed to be. I know that some people had two units on one space, and they sold a big unit, and the little guy is still sitting there. So I've asked them to move it to a smaller space. That's why the compounds said right now we have a few places that we can use, and no wait lists. Make it more efficient. That's what we're doing. Another thing, let's do something. Let's clean anything we have, like wood, whatever on the property. There's a dumpster in there. We're allowed to use the dumpster within reason. No household stuff, nothing, no trash coming out of your trailers or whatever. So please, if you got stuff that's on the ground, toss it into the barrel. All right? And let's keep it clean. Keep it clean, keep the grass down. I was going to use this, and I don't know, there's a couple places that we're going to go. There's the parking space that we were talking about. Now, when you're assigned a parking space, what happens is you fill out your paperwork. If you leave it with the office, it's fine. As long as I get it back to me before we assign you a spot, I'm going to ask you for a registration. The reason is I need to know who's in the compound. I have a trailer up here. It's on the spot right there. It needs to, people look at it, see whose it is. We have no paperwork on it. What happened is, he was told, oh, you can park it in here, drop your paperwork in the office. Well, that's why when you bring a unit in, I'm there. So I have a record of whose unit is in there. It's not because I'm being a pain in the neck, it's because it works. All right? So I don't want, that unit right now, basically, is not assigned in there. Now, what happened is, I was talking to somebody that was involved with that unit, and was told, well, we'll drop paperwork off the office. But first of all, the office have no idea what that trailer is. They don't have a big, all right? I have never seen it, so when I put a unit in there, which is basically I assign all the assignments in there, I meet with you, we go over the rules and regulations and all that, and any questions you have, there's a reason for that. All right? Like, young fella right here put his unit in there. When I see his unit, I know what it is. I know who goes with it. And I got all his paperwork. Everything's there. So when I give the paperwork to Diane, she can put it in the folder, and she knows who you are. Now, Diane, very important. When she sent you a letter, because of whatever, registration, your cover has been ripped or something, needs to attend to it. That doesn't mean that it goes in the barrel. You need to respond, please. Paper is expensive. So one thing we do is one letter, maybe we can give you 2 letters. After that, code enforcement gets involved. And then it gets pretty expensive. So we don't want code enforcement involved in it. So please follow up with what she asked you. Your registration, sometimes she'll say, hey, your registration is due. A phone call will take care of that. All right? Ever since that she's doing her share, the work there, and I'm doing the work at my end, and the two of us coordinate. The compound's been pretty good. We don't have very dead units in it. Talking about dead units, we need to move them at least once a year. I got 3 of our units right now that needs to move. One of them's got 4 flat tires on it. You know damn well that has to move. The other one, I got a holder about that big around between the bumper and the back of the unit. You think that's moved for a while? That needs to move. We do that so that people don't have stuff forgotten about. The biggest problem I had is people pass away or stuff like that, and the family don't know that they own these units. I've had 3 of them that we dealt with, sent them a letter, oh, Dad had a trailer in there, had a boat in there, whatever. They're made aware of it, they deal with it. What I like about Diane being in the office, she follows up on it. She's not always in the office. May I ask you what your,
My Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 9 to 2.
9 to 2. So she's on 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, 9 to 2. Sorry, 3 days a week, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So she gets the work done. So anything, everybody knows my phone number. You can call me anytime you want. Don't matter. Leave me a message. That's why I have and I check my messages at least once a day. If I don't get back to you right away, well, I'm doing the best I can. So what I'm going to do is, basically I was going to use this as the backup for what we were doing. I don't think we need to go over this anything at all. Anybody right now can have the mic come up to the podium and ask whatever questions you like. The floor is yours. I guess nobody wants to ask questions. You're new here, right?
I'm new here. There we go.
Good morning, all. My question is, when you write up the letter, is there an amount of time before they have to respond? Is that written in the letter? And if they don't respond, what takes place at that point after the second?
What happens is the code enforcement gets involved in it, and then we start fining $25 a day until the violation is taken care of.
Okay,
But
Diane,
most of the time it gets taken care of.
perfect, thank you. Diane?
It says 2 weeks they have.
14
Give them
days.
14 days grace period before they have to get back with us, and then we'll send another letter if we have to. We'll give another 2 weeks, and then that's it.
So that gives them about 30 days. Okay, perfect. And then if someone passes away and there is no family, or the family does not respond or want to deal with it, what happens at that point?
What happens at that point, I got one of those trailers that happened to, and it gets towed, and the towing company, see, the thing is, I got a trailer up here with license plate on it. We used to get the sheriff that was here before, they used to follow up on that. We could put the license in there and they tell us what it was. They don't do that anymore. They said it has to do with privacy. So what happens is the towing company can do that. So once the towing company gets it, they deal with it, and it goes to the estate or whatever it is. But it gets out of here.
Okay, so it goes to the towing company's lot and it's their problem at that point, not ours.
Yes.
Perfect. You answered, thank you.
Careful.
Morning.
I'm Brian Hatfield.
Yeah.
I have, it's not a question, but one thing I just wanted,
everybody to be aware of, that I think is a really great thing. I happened to be in my motorhome last week. My wife was having a girls' party at the house, and I decided, well, that was a good place to escape to. Anyway, it was about 8 o'clock at night, and I was sitting there with the furnace on, watching TV, having a great time. And I saw the code enforcement car go by a couple of times, and finally I thought, well, maybe I should go out and relieve their concern if they thought maybe I shouldn't be there. Anyway, very nice young lady stopped and informed me that they actually locked the compound sometime around 7:30ish. And I just wanted everybody to know, it certainly made me feel comfortable. I had to go back to the house, but but anyway, it's a nice feeling to know that we do have some security there.
Well, the compound is basically supposed to be locked 7 to 7 every day. My encouragement is if you're leaving early in the morning for your unit, I would suggest you put your unit up at the clubhouse, up in the, there so you can go about your business, so we don't get involved with the gate. The gate is basically supposed to be locked 7 to 7. It's not always, but that's what it's supposed to be. Yeah, and the other thing they look for is people camping out in their own unit, away from the wife. Well, Greg just informed me, one thing we've been having a problem this year is, with all the wind going on and everything, is covers. Covers over your boat, covers over your wheel. I find covers all over the yard out there. So you gotta keep an eye on those things. And they get ripped. And one thing is, that letter is very important. We sent a letter to a gentleman that says, look, you got water in your boat. Well, he said, that's okay. He says, it's covered and all that. Well, he had about a foot of water in his boat. And guess what? When he went to start his boat, the engine wouldn't turn over. Yeah, she was rusted. Been there about 3 months. We had told him to check check it. There's a reason. We got Mr. Hodges is in here? Yes, you want to tell us about where the boat is, the reason for it? Yeah. Because of water?
Oh, yeah, I'm all the way up on the north fence.
The thing is with his boat, if it sits,
Couldn't tip it up enough to the water.
couldn't get it up high enough to get the water out of it. So now I put a spot for him that we had on the sideline where it is deep like that. He backs his boat in there, no water, right?
Right.
So that we do accommodate people as best we can. But that thing there with the covers on your wheels, that's great. But let's maintain them. All right? And if the cover is ripped right off your boat, and Diane sent you a letter, please find out. Send somebody down there and check it. So, I don't think we're being too hard on you folks, but the thing is, there's certain things we can't have water in these boats. Mosquitoes love it. They love that water, So basically, most of you guys are doing quite well. We don't have really any problems. In fact, she wrote a letter to one gentleman and told him about it, and within a week, he had it straightened out. So the thing is, we keep up with it. We send you a letter. I'm trying to be a pain in the neck. The letter costs you, what does it cost you? Stamp, an envelope, paper, time? You're talking about $1 at least per letter. I mean, we don't have time to do all that, but it's necessary. So anything different, let us know. Anybody else?
I just wanted to really compliment you on Bill Irvine. We're back in that one corner, and I've been involved in a couple of HOAs with our corrals, and this was the best one I've ever been in as far as clearance, getting the units in and out. So that is helpful. And most of the people I've run into in the crowd, they've been helpful. If I'm trying to back in and I got a problem, they'll help you make sure you're getting in there straight. So that works out real good. But I was going to ask you, when we first moved here, they said, oh, if you come in after that 7 o'clock and the gate's locked, at the gate, they'll have somebody meet you down there and unlock the gate.
Now, we don't encourage that,
Okay,
because you gotta call me first,
okay.
before you put a unit in it. And I'll discourage that. So, yeah,
What I did was just parked it up here at the clubhouse overnight. So
that's what you
then
should do.
the next morning ran it back down there.
There you go.
Yeah, so yeah, I just
Yeah.
wondered about that. And then I think I had gotten a letter one time, I came in there one time right at the end of the day, and I left my truck hooked up to the trailer, but you're not supposed to have vehicles in there, is that correct?
No personal vehicles, right.
Okay, all right, because I've noticed a van in there from time to time.
A van is different, that's a B model camper.
Oh, a camper?
Right.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah, I got 3 vans in there, and they're all B model campers.
okay, you guys are doing a good job. We've been in 3 different slots in that corral, and you all were very accommodating. I had one small trailer, then ended up getting 2 trailers. You moved me to a big one, and then I sold both of those and actually got a smaller trailer, and you moved me a 3rd time. So it's worked out very well for us, and we've had the right size slot for the trailers that we had. So it worked out very good.
That's what we try to do, we try to adjust the slots to what you have for a unit.
Yeah.
I keep my big slots, no matter if I got 5 slots in there, they're big slots, and you got a little trailer, you're not gonna get in there.
Right.
So we're good.
Yeah.
We
When
send
I
it
had
in
the
there.
2, you accommodated for that, and then when I sold one, you were able to move me and get me in a small slot. So it
Right.
worked out great.
That's what we try to do. And
Thank
most
you.
people are very accommodating about that.
Yeah.
I asked him, would you please move your unit? I got one guy, we're not going to. But, yes,
Yes, they are.
Good job. Thank you so much. We have our motorhomes and come to,
yeah, that's it. Go ahead.
You wanna do-
Yeah.
you wanna shut down?
It says that you can leave your personal vehicle there in your space when you're away with your unit.
thank you.
But you have to have a unit,
Can I come by you again?
whatever.
What was that gentleman's name that just came out in the back?
She's a newbie here, so.
I have a question about if someone does pass, because you were talking about that. If someone passes, what is the protocol? And I don't see anything in the rules and regs about this, so can they go back and challenge the rules and regs that we have here in order to be able to sustain that lot? If someone, let's say someone's mom passes and his son comes forward and says, that was a part of her estate because her camper was down there.
Right.
How does that get handled through him? Because there's nothing in here. If he goes back.
Well,
to
there's
this,
something in there, you're missing
I
it.
can't find it.
Well,
So where would that
you
be?
gotta,
So can you
he
just,
has to be a resident. The
But-
person that's challenging has to be a resident.
but he will be a resident if the estate.
Well, we got one that is an owner, but he's not a resident, we already just crossed that.
Okay.
So-
I'm just saying that several people in here passed, they have an RV, something on that lot. Does that sit while probate takes place because we can't prove that he's not a resident because she passed?
Well, if they're in probate and we know about it, we deal with it.
Okay.
Okay, if they're not in probate, we've done that with probate 3 or 4 months, some is 6 months.
Okay,
Yeah, as long as we know about it.
okay. So I'm just saying that
I'm
maybe.
talking about the ones that we removed, had been there for a couple of years,
Okay.
and nobody knew anything about it.
Oh, okay. I'm just thinking that, while we have the new regulations committee in order, maybe we should revamp to make sure it's defined.
It
That way
was,
they don't
it
come
was
back.
defined on the first rulings when we
Okay.
done it. You
Perfect.
and I need to talk.
Yes, you and I need to talk. And the other thing is, Vince asked me about renters.
Right.
Is it the responsibility of the owner or the renter to take care of that while they're on the property?
One thing, first of all, before a renter can take the spot, they have to have a permission slip, a letter from the owner to give up their responsibility to it. And the renter takes their responsibility like a renter.
Perfect. And I look forward to talking to you after.
All right. But then they have to have written permission in the folder saying that, like Vince has a spot. Yeah, I allow them to use my spot. Okay. Yeah. Anything else? I'm pretty well educated on these. I've been doing this for over 5 years, so, yes. Yeah, we'll take care of it, yeah. All right, the donations have been going well this year. Keep it up. We gotta do the lines, and we're gonna paint those in when it warms up a little bit. Right now, the paint freezes, so, and I freeze too, so we'll do the lines later. We're parking on an angle, makes things a lot easier, I think it does. Being in transportation for 20-some years, I find that if you're backing on an angle, especially to your driver's side, it works best. Okay? If anything else is different, then we gotta work on the fence. Then we're gonna tighten up the fence in the back. We gotta get rid of all the overgrowth in the back, because that's pulling the fence down. So we're working on that. That's one of the projects that we're dealing with. So that's the two major projects we have. So when I call for a work party, please show up. You know, Jerry, our friend here, she'll post it and says, hey, we'd like to have a work party on such a day. Can you show up? Bring your clippers and bring your coffee and whatever you need. And we work well doing that. In fact, that's how I got a hold of Jerry over here. So the thing is, the team can do it, but you know, we can have you guys help us too. We're all on volunteer. We get a big check every month. You know, at the end of the month, I get 6 zeros at the end of my paycheck. Oh, is that the problem? The thing is that we do it for enjoyment. I enjoy doing this. I love working with people. I got a couple of people that I've had issues with, but hey, that's part of the game. You work with the public, you gotta deal with the public, you know? So, and I got police officers retired, one right there, that can help me out when I need to. I got all kinds of, we do the best we can. Any comments? We're working on it, yeah. Thank you. The whole team here.
I have a question, Bill.
Yes, dear.
Oh, come on. Hold on. I have a big mouth. Sorry, but I just have just a couple things to say. I just want to thank first of all Bill
Where's the mic?
and no, use it.
Yeah.
You should.
This.
On it, like that.
Like this? Okay.
Yeah, there you go.
I want to thank Bill and Greg and whoever works in the compound because they're amazing. Okay, he's always there, he's always having meetings with me, he always teaches me what to do, and I just want to say, for working at the front office, you guys make it easy for my job, because bringing stuff in and stuff like that, but see this paper right here, this is so important. This is a registration. When you get a new vehicle, a new RV, boat, trailer, whatever you're getting, please come and get one of these and fill it out. Because your old one stays in your folder. You need anything new, come fill one of these out or get one from Gil. Okay? Because if something happens to your new trailer, we have an old registration, we don't even know what it is. So please update your registrations. Okay?
I mean, the non-expiring?
Yes.
Well, only if, let's say you have a trailer and it says non-expiring, and you buy another trailer, and you have a new registration on it, yeah, you have to update it, because it's gonna be different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Michigan is one of the fighting states.
It's, Michigan is, that's one of my, but just.
Yeah, Michigan
buy
and
something
Indiana.
new. Yeah, just come up if you buy something new and fill out a new form for me, that's all. You know,
Yeah.
and I will give you time, I give you 2 or 3 phone calls, and then I give you 2 letters, and then after that, it goes to Gil, and I go, I just can't get registration. I don't know what else to do more, and then he takes it over, so I do give you a lot of time, so, but thank you.
Yeah, thank you. One thing I gotta remind everybody, the walkthrough, what is a walkthrough? Every month, well, I try to do at least 10 a year. The walkthrough is a check on the unit that's on the spot, on their license plate to see if that's the right one, and see if we got, flat tires, whatever. Make sure that the thing needs to be cleaned or whatever. Now, 2 things that's very important on the lot is make sure the lot's being mowed properly, at least, you know, if the grass is 6 inches, whatever, we won't bother you. But I got some out there with weeds that high that needs to be cleaned up. Place looks terrible, especially on that back fence towards the sewer plant. There's a couple over there. So, that there, the walkthrough is very important. It brings up our information up to date. I get a roster every month, anytime I want it. Diane gives me a roster of what's on the computer, and it works very well. I take it. Now, you got a lot of information on you. This information does not go out to the people walking through. All you get on there is the unit and license number and what? And the number. That's all that's on there. Then I match it with this. That's my work. All right? So your privacy is protected. We don't send that out to the public. So I know there was a concern about that. The walkthrough is very important. We normally walk through July and August. We don't do it most of the time. Most of the people are gone by then. Looks like we've actually, how the heck they put it, and everybody's gone away for the summer, you know. Yes, sir.
Just would it be better to send another request with crushed stone down?
It's expensive. I got some that's got crushed stone down.
If somebody wanted to do that on their site, they're ready.
They can do it. Yeah. The other thing that's important, no Roundup, please. What happened with Roundup is that some of the sites you noticed that we added some millings on because of the sand. What happens, you lose your ground cover, and pretty soon you got sand problems. You know? So I had a couple of them on 140, 145. He got his motorhome in there. It was sandy, and I had to tow him out with the truck because there was no way he was going to get out of there. Now we put crushed stone in there, and it worked. Now we put the new roads in. You notice that we've added we go between 80 to 100 yards of millings that we added in there to make the area a little tighter and all that. Now, you're welcome to put half-inch plywood under your wheels so they don't sink in, but after a while, it hardens up pretty hard, so you don't have that issue. But the problem is, you can ask Vince, if you do weed whacking, there's a lot of loose stones here. And you can pick up a stone and hit your IV with it. That's why they don't do it that close. I don't blame them. You know, they do quite well in doing the open areas, but the other thing too, let's go to the expense sheet. I don't have an expense sheet today, because Diane said it's stuck in the computer. We haven't got it out of the computer yet. So I know we have money in it. We got a good chunk of money. We spent $12,985 for the gravel to do we put $10,000 towards the asphalt being put in, and the rest of the money was for renting the equipment to spread out the millings in different areas. I believe that if you notice the corners, they're all been built up and all that, it helps out a lot, you know. We got one guy that's on 224, he brought in a pad over there. He did a nice job, a beautiful job over there. It's not something we want, it's if something is right, it's fine. I'm lucky I'm on a concrete pad because somebody put a pad in years ago, and for some reason I happened to be there ahead of other people to get the lot. But
Right, that is true.
but everybody else, you know, you have to do this on your own if you're gonna add anything to the sand. All right? You can use plywood, that works very well. I had a unit of motorhome, I used to put it on the sand and it worked out well. We tried the best, but BCBO is not responsible for that site. You have a problem with your site, come and see me, call me, and we'll work it out. We'll do something with it. All right, any comments? Yes, sir.
Last summer, we had a lot of problem with stones, big boulders and big patio pavers just laying in the lot. It's very hard to mow when you have a 2-inch or 3-inch block, okay? Because you got to mow around it and you got weeds growing up everywhere. If you guys move them, especially the wood too, okay? Put it in the back of the space by your pole, okay? That way we can mow everything really nice, okay? It just helps the situation. That's all. Thanks.
And if they don't need it, they can dump it in the barrel, right?
Yeah, if they don't need it, you throw it in the dumpster. But the only thing is, this year we found that people are throwing away furniture.
No, you can't do that.
Well, people are throwing away construction stuff, 2x4s, 2x8s, siding. The garbage men don't like that. That means I got to go in a dumpster and take it out.
Well, I've noticed that some landscapers are doing that.
I haven't seen any.
Uh,
I haven't seen anybody go in there and dump stuff as far as a landscaper.
Well, I saw one the other day.
Them point it out to me,
I
and
did point it out to him, and he was a little upset about it. So the dump is down the street.
then let him know that have him come see me or tell me, and I'll make sure that he doesn't do it again.
Okay.
It's simple. It's simple.
Now, grass cutting. If you need somebody to cut your grass, there's a few landscapers in and out of there. Rick is one of them. They have another one. There's 4 or 5 of them in there. So just you give them a $5 bill, they'll take care of your grass for you a month. You know, next to your unit. So there's no excuse why the grass is not taken care of. They call it laziness. I'm sorry, but I'm lazy too. I don't like to get out my lazy boy, you know. So any more comments? Diana, you know,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Catherine,
Oh, I'm all good, thanks.
right? You?
I love it.
Joe? Well, good. This gentleman right here, he's the one who's responsible for your numbers. Great, get hold of
Thank
me.
you. I lost the number and somebody put one on there before I could call.
Yeah, he's in and out of there often, and he takes care of the numbers. I'll say, this unit here, 219, I told him I put somebody at 219, he'll pay attention to it and take care of it.
I appreciate it.
I'll wait till next week.
So the thing, another thing too, wait list. If you're coming, say within the next week or two, and I get the paperwork, that's fine. But you can't be on that wait list for 2 or 3 months before you get here. Because I'm not being fair to other people. Because other people need the place, they're gonna get the place first. Well, the one on the wait list in May. Well, sorry, this is January, you know? You need to, we can't do that. We need to be fair to each other, all of us. Anything else, any comments, questions?
Can I make a donation today?
Yeah, see that? Any donations, you see Diane? Diane will take care of you.
The other thing would be nice to have more people.
Is, with all the amount of people we have in the compound, we don't have good representation here. Thank you guys for coming. Makes it worthwhile for us, but we'd like to see more people around.
Basically, like I said, try to help us out when you can, you know, when we do, we're gonna be doing, work parties in a couple of, when it warms up, you know? Right now, I'm running out of layers, you know? So, that's the issue there. All right, if you pay attention to your Facebook, pay attention, Jerry Kraft is always posting anything going on in the compound. I have posted for us. And then on the wall, now, I want to know who owns this trailer up here. It's got an Ohio plate on it. It's a 5x8 cargo trailer. It's right up here on the wall.
What site?
It's on the wall.
What site?
It's not on the site. I put it into what they call my reserve site, where that site, nobody's on it. He's on it, but that's it. We need to realize who that is. The person dropped the trailer off because the renter says, oh, you can use my site. Can't do that unless we know about it. I need to know who's on those sites. We all need to know. So what happened is, well, I'll drop off the paperwork at the office. Guess what? Then we get the paperwork. We got a trailer sitting there with an Ohio plate that I can't trace. What is the next step? Once I tow it, they'll find out. But there's a big bill there. The last one I towed, it was $700 to get it back. The guy said auction it off. I can't afford this. So I don't want to go down that road, you know? We can do only so much. I posted that today because I'm hoping somebody recognizes it. Oh, that's my buddy's trailer or whatever. It was put on there because the renter said, yeah, he could use it. No authorization. So we need to know who's in the compound. So when somebody said to me, why do you want my registration? I want to know who owns that. All right, for many reasons. Because if the state comes in and says, hey, you know who owns these trailers? Yeah, we do. We gotta make sure we do. When I came in here 5 years ago, I had quite a few trailers that were in there. Nobody knew who the hell they belonged to. One day I got a young man from the sheriff's department, Chris, he come in and he took all the numbers and was able to identify quite a few of them. They don't do that no more. With this new sheriff, privacy is a major issue. He is not gonna do that. We have no way of tracking them if we don't get the information. So if you come in, you don't have a registration, I have a piece of paper, your name is gonna be on there, and all that stuff. I'm gonna have information on it. So I don't wanna hear, whoops, we didn't get that one. Well, that one there might cost you a lot of money if you do that. Because people used to have a habit of coming in and see empty spot, drop the trailer. Guy owns the spot, says, hey, who the hell's in my spot? Yeah. Then I gotta deal with it. So we haven't got many of them anymore. Okay? I'm sorry, but the way we're doing it is working. May not be the best, but it's working. Okay, I'm all set. Anybody else?
I just want to ask if you work with the crime watch group in here.
No,
You don't?
they didn't want to work with them before.
Well, maybe it's time to bridge that gap because they have a sheriff that comes in every month and reports. And he'll take license plates off vehicles that have just been parked for days. And then that way they can track it down.
Well, that's the first I've heard of that.
I'll help you.
Please do.
I will.
I want to know with this trailer right here.
I'll take the information and I'll give you a call.
All right, please. That is helpful. Anything else? Any donations? See Diane before you leave? And remember, respect and kindness to everybody. All right? Thank you for being here. Appreciate it.
Sure. Sure. I just want to get that information.
Get the mouse.
Yeah.
It's not the screen.
I just want to be able to.